I sure hope there weren't any mistakes in that episode, but we'll find out when my mom, Mrs. Monica, comes in and tells us what was wrong.
Do I have a booger on my face?
No, unfortunately not.
Thank God.
Where did you think this booger resided?
Like right here.
Okay.
I felt like I felt it.
Mid-gap between lip and nose?
Cupid's bow.
Wait, is that called Cupid's bow?
Right here. This is your Cupid's bow.
Oh, I don't really have one. I see people with a really pronounced Cupid's bow, and I'm really envious.
Everyone has one.
But varying intensities, yeah.
Yeah. I had a dream last night that I had a booger on my face.
Oh.
And so now I feel like it was a premonition.
What setting were you in? Was it high stakes?
I think it was.
A date
I've
or
had a few. Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't going to talk about this.
But now you are.
I feel bad because it involves a previous guest, but it was a dream.
It was a dream. Okay,
yeah.
let's just be very clear. It's a dream.
This
didn't
not happen
in the interview.
It did.
Okay.
It did not happen in real life. But I guess I've been having a lot of dreams where I'm embarrassed by my body, I guess.
Okay.
So I had a dream.
Do you think this was a seed set by learning people have OCD about smelling? Do you think this is where this all jumped off?
Oh my, I mean, it's possible because the dream is about that.
Okay.
But the booger, not so much, but maybe it's a snowball effect.
Yeah, maybe it's a smelly booger too.
It is the winter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a dream a while ago that I saw Jake Gyllenhaal somewhere.
Oh, sure. Oh, fun. This is great.
And I feel like there was multiple people there.
But really, most importantly, Jake G.
Yeah. JG.
JG's.
And
Jagers.
We were flirting.
Of course. That's what you do.
And it was going really well.
Yeah. Leading in a good direction.
Yeah, it was frisky and it was bantery.
Simmering.
And it was electric.
About to be turned on to a full boil once you got that bedroom door closed.
That's right.
Yes.
And even my non-dream Monica was like there somewhere, and she was excited about the rest of the dream.
Okay, right.
Like where it was leading. And so we got to the bedroom.
Oh, okay, wow.
And it was so hot.
Oh, wow. You got all the way to the bedroom in your dream?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were making out. We were undressing.
Heavy petting?
Yeah.
Okay, very heavy.
Extremely heavy.
Okay, extra heavy petting.
Like too heavy, actually.
Okay.
And then this is like really,
but it's a dream.
Really bad, but it is a dream.
It's just a dream. Don't take this out of context.
It's a dream. It's if anyone's listening with kids in the car, this is not appropriate.
Earmuffs moment?
Yeah, it's not appropriate for kids. He was going down on me.
Okay, he went down there.
And he made a horrible face.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
And
okay. Oh, wow. And he's so nice. If his face betrayed him, it was really something, because he has a lot of manners.
He does. And he was being, and he was so nice the whole day.
Yeah.
He was so
effusive.
So cute and sweet and lovely. And then he like made this face, and
Can you make the face that he made?
It was like,
okay.
Yeah, it was pretty
like
extreme.
It hit him or
no, it was more like,
oh, okay. More of a.
Yeah, and
okay.
I said something like, "Is
everything
okay?"
Everything
or
cool
maybe
down?
I ignored it, and then like he kind of tried again, and then he was like started like getting angry.
Oh. He's switched.
About the smell.
Okay, hold on a second though. Is this post-scene
no one's ever gonna
Anna
date.
Kendrick's movie?
That's a good question.
Because Pete Holmes turns. He's like, so nice, turns. Well, do you want to leave? That's what he says with that look on his face.
Maybe. I don't remember the timing of
Okay, the timeline is a little hazy.
It's possible.
Okay.
So yeah, he turns and he becomes angry and mean. And I said, you're being mean.
Oh, you said that? That's very vulnerable.
Because I don't feel that I have a smell.
Okay, and is Sue?
I mean, I guess people have smells, but I was like, maybe I do, and I've just not known this. And obviously no one is telling me, and I can't smell myself. So oh my God. And then that was the dream. Like, it was just horrible.
Did he march out? Did he call you any names?
I don't think he called me names. I do think he said like, ew, or
Clean
this
up.
is disgusting. He didn't give any action items.
Okay. Action items.
But he did. It was horrible. And then I've been scared ever since.
Sure. It's a very scarring dream. Traumatic. I'm having it's not like this hasn't occurred to me, but right now I'm having a real moment where I'm recognizing what I feel bad for men about is they have this constant anxiety about their erection. You talk to men and I have had so many friends over the years where like the mental battle going on is like, we were kissing and I didn't get hard. And then in their mind that they can't get hard with this person. And now it's just this like mental battle they're dealing with nonstop.
Yes.
The equivalent of your hardness is that the fear that it might smell. It must be really stressful in the way that an erection is stressful. And let's just say, well, how do I say this politely?
People smell.
Well, just the nature of the apparatus. Like if to be intimate with me, it involves spreading my butt cheeks and going into my, I would live in deep. I think it would take me out of dating altogether, to be honest.
Oh my God.
Unless it was like every single time we were intimate, I went into the shower and I scrub my bottom hole. If that was like part of the repertoire of services I offered, I would have a lot of stress about it.
Okay, listen,
I'm not comparing that to that, but I am comparing that.
I'm about to compare it. The butthole / anus is actually a good equivalent because even if you washed it.
Right.
Let's say
the outside.
You wash the outside, but what can you do about the inside? Let's even say you were
extra exploratory and you just
stuck your finger in a little bit.
Yeah, got your finger in there a little bit and cleaned like the next inch out.
Don't do that with your vagina.
Okay. I have no advice on the vagina. I think your butthole's fine to do that.
I don't know.
When I'm in the shower washing, I'm not.
You stick your finger up there?
I don't want to say that out loud, but let's just say I don't just stop at like the packaging, the wrapping.
You don't just go like this.
No, I attempt to like really clean it.
Does it ever make you poop?
No, fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
Okay. Anyway, but so even if you get a little bit though, you're not really like.
You need to go about 6 inches up into your colon to ensure that there's nothing going to.
If you have feces in your butt.
Okay, fecal matter. It's still not time to lift your earmuffs off your child if you're in the car. Let's just say. Yeah.
If you have fecal matter in your anus.
Yeah, in your bottom.
No,
let's say bottom.
In your bottom.
Yeah.
Let's keep it clean.
Yeah.
It'll probably still smell. So it is a good comp because you can clean the outside of your vagina. Although I have heard you're really not supposed to clean it with soap. And
I know I've heard like all growing up, they were pitching very hard all day long on daytime television. Summer's Eve.
That's
douche. It's got a better name than that.
Yeah.
Feminine wash. Henna wash. Feminine wash.
Yeah.
Summer's Eve. It was on all the time. It felt like this was a product that was mandatory if you were a woman in the 80s.
That's been, not to disparage any brands, but that's been debunked.
I've heard that can be not a good mix for your flora.
Exactly. So really you're making it worse.
Oh, God. My heart goes out. It truly does. You're like, fuck, I bought Summer's Eve. I think I can do it. I mean, how stressful.
I know. So now I'm like stressed, and I think I'm going to take your approach, and I'm just not ever going to date.
That's going to, I don't think.
Again.
I think you need to get a friend.
To smell it?
Yeah, because I think it's in your head. I'm married, so I can't offer, and so is Rob. But maybe a close friend. Jess, that would be a great starting point because he's not going to get mixed feelings after he does it.
That's fair.
And you look at him as I don't want to say brother because you don't want that.
Yeah. Ew.
I just don't know what else to recommend. My hunch is this is in your head. And so I think you need an extra set of eyes on this, i.e. nose on this.
Yeah, but most people are probably not going to pull a JG,
Can I say something
a dream JG and like make a bad face or gonna lie, because of course you're gonna lie, because what to do?
Listen, I was in that situation when I was younger. It would burble up, and of course I never was like, woo. I shouldn't even done that. Just the thought of doing. Wait, let's try this. Okay, I'm coming up, and I go, oh, and I just do that really quick.
Stop. Also, what? Like, this does anything. This is such a dumb move.
Oh, I like that when people signal something stinks. They double down. They'll pinch their nose like, oh, and then they go, oh, like if they really want you to know it smells. For some reason, this isn't sufficient, and this wouldn't be sufficient. You gotta go, oh, don't go by that porta potty. Oh, fuck. I'm really heartbroken for anyone out there that's just panicked about it. Because I'm sure in your mind it's something it's not. I want to say this from the outside.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, I've never smelt BO on you. That seems like a good starter. And I've never smelt bad breath on you.
Thank you.
So I'm inclined to think this is all in your head.
I don't know if it's the same.
Here's a new item, Shark Tank.
Okay.
It's like a stick, like a chemical stick, and you wave it. And then it impartially and objectively just says whether it can detect whether there's a smell on some scale.
Okay. Now, what if it smells bad?
Well, then I think we go to the GYN. You never say GYN. OBGYN. I wanted to drop the OB. You don't need an obstetrician in this situation.
Correct.
So you go to the GYN.
The gyno.
Yeah. Then I think you go to the gyno and you go, I think I need help down there. What can be done? What does science really have to offer us? Would that shouldn't be too embarrassing with a gynecologist. That's got to be
It's not too embarrassing, but I just don't think there's much to do. There's foods you can eat that help, I think, like temporarily. But I don't know. I'm just of the opinion that you get the smells you get. Like you said, BO, you get what you get, and you do get upset. Yeah. Because as you said, some people have stronger BO and of course that has, there's deodorant and there's stuff.
I have no business guessing this, but I just don't think you're having
this issue.
I think this is all from a dream.
But
you've had some lovers. Have you detected any of them?
No.
Okay.
But they're not dream JG. Like this was
high stakes.
High stakes in the world. Well, not that it was high stakes. I think it was my brain telling me.
No, it's your brain telling you you're scared of that.
Right.
That's just one more thing you think of that could be a disaster.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
And sorry if this gets you in trouble.
Right. I might elect to not answer
it
with that setup, but
you
go
will.
ahead.
I'm going to ask you to speak on behalf of most men.
Okay.
I love
doing that.
I rarely do this. I rarely give you permission for this. Do you think it's a deterrent for real? Or do you think people... think about all the people in this world who are married.
Yeah. Or just in relationships.
But I'm saying married, you're in it. You're not getting out, right? And I have to imagine that there's a varying degree of odor among all the people.
Yeah.
So some people are with odorous vulvas and vaginas.
Sure.
And uteruses.
Yeah. I think the fallopians are odorless. Were you going to go as far as fallopians?
No, everyone knows those don't have a smell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people are obviously either fine with it or they don't smell it or they're just like, fuck it, I don't care. You get used to it. Like, what is it?
Okay, so let's start with something that's very interesting, I think, is we know people with terrible breath.
Right.
And they have partners that don't seem to care at all. So I think there can be I don't think it's as objective as you smell across the board to everybody.
Right.
Because I think I see people that are in partnerships and the people smell and they don't seem to care or know. And I don't think they smell it because they would address it. Like if Kristen reeked like BO everywhere we went, I go, babe, when people hug you, their shirts smell like your armpits afterwards.
Okay, but what about when you enter the relationship? Forget, now you're married, so yeah, you're like, baby, we got to do this. But what about when you enter? Is it a deterrent? Like if she stunk, not just her vagina, let's just say she stunk.
Yeah, I mean, how far down the road would you get? I don't know.
Right.
That's hard to say. Like you're asking me the moment we got married. Well, I'm in pretty deep at that point already. I love her and we own a home
not the
together.
moment you get married. When you
but
met
would we
her.
have gotten to that point if she stank?
Exactly.
I would love to say I'm a good enough person, but I don't think so.
I know.
I would way rather. I'm more sensitive to to smells than I am visual.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
I would be way better off with someone that you would think is unattractive but smelt great.
Same.
Yeah. That's why it's a legit fear because it's powerful. Smells are very powerful. But again, some people don't care about smells. I'll be somewhere and it stinks and I'm like, is everyone? And a lot of people are like, no, I don't smell. It smells like a fucking sewer main broke. No. So I don't know. Whatever your DNA is.
Yeah, it's also pheromones.
Yes.
So I guess it's really to each his own. I guess it just wasn't the right match with Dream JG.
I think men are appreciative enough to be down there too that they'll overlook.
That's what I was sort of wondering.
I think pretty bad for it to be an issue.
Great distinction.
That's what I was asking.
Because I think a lot of people might think, oh, just smell of like sweat and I don't know what we'd even call it is bad. No, there's smells down there that are very appealing to us. Right. So there's a whole suite of smells that are still positive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
They're still pungent?
Well, no, like you've even said this, like when you've smelled a hot guy's just slight BO.
Yeah, I like it.
You like it?
Well, it's very specific.
Yeah, there's just like there's a spectrum of it that you notice. Oh, that's got a smell, but also you don't mind it. You like it,
and the association with you're about to get vagina.
I think that's a great point, Rob. So
thank you, Rob. That is what I was asking.
And I also think some guys they want it bad enough that they could definitely deal with it because they want the ultimate thing bad enough.
And that's where I'm asking you to speak on most men.
But if someone has all the options in the world, like Jagers, probably the bar goes up a little bit.
Oh, no.
If I'm just being totally honest and guessing.
Should we call him and ask?
Jagers, hypothetical.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, in the non-spirit realm, in the non-dream world, I went motorcycle riding on Friday with Danny
Ricardo,
and this radical dude, Adam, who is a motocross racer, like, you know, a real... I don't know. I want you to understand.
I'm never going to understand.
Well, it's like me playing pickup basketball with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right? Like this guy is...
But is it cool? Because that's like fun, but very...
Not for him or me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Adam, it was Ricardo. I think the standard age was 33, and then a couple great blokes from Australia that Danny had in town. And Aussies are nuts. They're young and wild. And we met at Rower Flats in the mountains, and I was on a brand new motorcycle, KLX 300. I love it. So comfy. Dual sport. I know I'm losing you. And we rode for 5 straight hours up a mountain trail, down a mountain trail, up a mountain trail. And I got to tell you, I succeeded. I wasn't ever vocally complaining. But it did cross my mind. When are we
going to be done?
Not done. Just we've probably reached a point where we probably can't ride for 5 hours with 30-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, wow. Okay. We're really here where I did it.
Right.
I didn't crash.
Yeah, good.
Also, you should know dirt bikes is my worst domain.
Yeah. Out
of all things you put gas in, it's the thing I'm the least good at. So I was working my ass off out there. And there was a moment where there was this huge, super duper steep hill climb, which I will add, there were 7 of us riding. 5 of us didn't make it. So it wasn't me per se. I was almost to the top, and now I'm in first gear and it's fishtail and I'm losing traction and I'm trying to keep it going to get to the top of the hill. And all of a sudden I just catch the front wheel and I go over this berm. So now I'm off to the side of the mountain and now I'm off the bike so I don't tumble. And the bike's now kind of laying sideways. And I'm still on this crazy steep hill.
Ooh.
And I've got to now this berm's in between the front tire and the back. So I've got to get it off of the berm back out onto the super duper steep trail, then let the clutch out and start walking next to it and ride it up from the side. All that to say, that was like a 4-minute battle with the motorcycle as to not lose my footing, fall backwards down this hill, not drop the bike, all this stuff. I finally got up to the top of the hill. I got on my motorcycle, and thank God I was first, so I had a while the rest of them tried to climb this hill. And I just leaned over my handlebars, and I think my heart rate was like, it had to be 185. What I realized is this is the highest my heart rate has been in a decade. And then we had another 3 hours of riding to do.
What is a berm?
It's like there's dirt, but then the dirt, because everyone's riding, it's kicking the dirt to the side. So that it just naturally gets dish shaped. So it's dish shaped. And then, so that's a berm. It's like raised like 12 inches of dirt from where the trail is. And then there's a bunch of tall grass growing on top of that. So whatever the fuck that adds to it.
It's a little baby hill.
It's a little baby hill on the side of the very steep hill.
Okay. So
why? Is that the question?
No. Oh. Yeah. I mean, the people, look, this is great details.
Okay.
But I think the question is, how do you feel about the fact that you are done riding with 30-year-olds?
I don't know that I'm done.
Okay. Well, okay. But it made you think about your age.
It was a mixed bag. Here's what it was. I was like, wow, I pulled that off, but kind of by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah.
When am I going to, here's what the thought was. I'm going to be out here soon and I'm not going to be able to pull it off. That was what it was. It wasn't like I'm not going to, or I don't think I could next time. It was just like, oh, wow, we hit the limit of our endurance on something that we're just okay at.
You might be on the other side of the berm.
Oh, really nice metaphor.
Thank you.
But Danny Rick, update on him as a human being.
Wait, how do you feel?
Oh, what part?
About aging.
Oh.
That's the question. Like, that's a kind of existential thought.
I don't feel good or bad about it. I just feel like I knew I needed to do some analysis and recognize that we're probably nearing the end of me being able to do that.
Yeah,
And that might be fine.
Okay.
Because what happens nicely that parallels it perfectly is like it gets less enjoyable because it's so hard.
Yes.
So it's not like I feel like I'll be giving something up. Now, and again, I'm talking about I'm giving up potentially a 5-hour ride in the mountains. I still could go ride for a few hours. Or it's not that I have to give it up. There's just a zone where it's probably going to get less enjoyable as I get older at a certain level. And I'm recognizing I might have crescendoed this whole thing.
That's a good way of looking at it. Like, not just you camp, but that you don't really want to.
Not the version where we're out all day long.
Yeah.
And
this is a ding, 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 because this is from Morgan, and he had to stop sailing.
I hated that.
That was heartbreaking.
But also, I was very grateful. Because if I go past my limit out there, it sucks. I have to ride really slowly back to camp and take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
If you meet the end of your talents out in a sailboat, I don't know what happens then. Like if you're mid-storm and you got to fight and you no longer have the capacity, that to me sounds very deadly.
Yeah.
So I was heartbroken because you can tell how much he loves sailing.
I know.
Sailing Ding Ding Ding. I love the Ted Turner doc. A lot of sailing in that. These people they're different from me.
Yeah, from me too.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Let's take a minute to thank our presenting sponsor, Audible. Audible is the leading audio entertainment app with an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre. As an Audible member, you choose one title to keep every month. We're talking bestsellers, new releases, classic titles, whatever you're into, and there are thousands of included titles to choose from.
With such a huge catalog of audio content, sometimes it can be hard to know where to start listening. And that's why Audible created their Best of 2024 picks. They really do think of everything, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. I'm loving this list. They've got a full cast production of George Orwell's 1984, which I've been meaning to listen to. Everyone talks about it. I've never read it. I got to do it. It's almost like a play, but with different actors voicing each role. The story was good already, but having a full cast making the characters come to life really takes it to the next level.
I really like that about Audible. A good narrator is game changing. I've been wanting to listen to The Women by Kristen Hanna, which I see is on the list. A bunch of my friends have been talking about it. And with Audible, I can download it and listen on my holiday travels.
Audible's carefully curated list in every category is the best way to hear 2024's best in audio entertainment. There's more to imagine when you listen. And to make it even better, Audible has a special offer for Armcharies. New members can get their first audiobook free when they sign up for a 30-day trial. Visit audible.com/Dax or text Dax to 500-500. That's audible.com/Dax or text Dax to 500-500.
Couple quick updates for me.
Okay.
I had Monsgiving.
And it was a real success.
It was a great success.
You almost gave up on making the squash.
No, on the green beans.
The green beans. The squash was a hit. Sorry.
The squash was hit. Really, everything was a hit. I was going to make, it's a big undertaking. It really is. And it starts the day before. The day before, you have to make the stock, and that takes 3 to 4 hours. And then I made the cranberry sauce the night before. You brine the turkey.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an extraordinary amount of work.
Yeah, that's
for one little mouse in her little tiny kitchen.
I know, the kitchen. Oh boy. We talked earlier that Allison Roman, I was worried she wasn't going to do Thanksgiving this year because she's pregnant, but she did do it, which was very exciting.
Oh, God.
And she shows in the video, her turkey has a bag of giblets on one side and a bag on the other.
Double giblets? I don't like.
Yeah, no one likes
giblets.
it. No, it's in a bag. But I know it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know why we would need a double dose of the
Well,
giblets.
exactly. So, okay. So she was like, make sure you
gotta go
get
double.
them because she said one year she accidentally cooked with them and ew, that's disgusting.
Okay.
So one was very easy. Half already kind of sticking out. Pulled that out.
Mm-hmm.
Then I am looking for the other bag and I can't find it.
You're saying there's 2 bags of giblets in a turkey? I thought there was only 1 bag.
Well, exactly. So on her video, there were 2 bags. Have you been listening?
Yes.
Or are you doing the thing that I did with the motorcycles?
I thought she got an auxiliary bag of giblets from the butcher.
Oh, gross.
I thought there was 1 bag of giblets per turkey. Why would there be 2? Why don't they put it in 1 bag?
Exactly.
You can see all the reasons why it didn't make sense to me. There's 2 bags of giblets in a turkey.
That's what my whole thought process was. Oh my God, there's 2. There's one on both ends. Weird. And they have to be removed. So I took the one out that was like very obvious. And then I'm looking in the other side and I can't find it. But it's also like, feels like it's a little frozen. So I'm just like shoving my hand up this turkey all the way up.
Oh my God.
And I'm moving my little fingers around
Yeah.
looking for this bag. And I'm convinced that it's frozen up in there.
Sure.
Can't find it anywhere.
All right.
So I'm panicking.
Do you Google at any point, do turkeys have 2 bags of giblets?
No.
Okay.
So I am doing that. And also you have to like pull out this plastic thing in there. That's really hard. It's a whole,
They're packing this turkey full of plastics?
there's a plastic thing inside that you pull out with the legs. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I can't get this bag out now, probably because it's frozen. So by tomorrow it will be unthawed and it'll be completely unthawed and I'll be able to get it out. So I brined the turkey.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it was unthawed already.
Oh.
But I was thinking maybe
Wait, doesn't
it wasn't.
unthawed mean frozen?
Oh, sorry. It was thawed. You're right.
Okay.
It was thawed already,
okay.
but I thought maybe there was still some parts that were unthawed inside.
Okay.
And that was causing the issue. So whatever. I brine it, put it in the
Give it
refrigerator.
another round of fisting.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did a full fist. Then the next day when I took it out, I did it again.
Dig,
Hand
dig.
all the way in. Squish, squish, squish. Pull, pull, pull. Nothing.
Uh-huh. No giblets. They're
And
not
I
there.
panicked. So then I do text Allison and I asked, does every turkey have 2 bags or is it just 1? I'm panicking that it's in there and I can't find it.
Yeah.
She said, no, not all of them do. Phew.
I don't know why any of them do.
Well, hers did.
Also, this is like TSC, TCS,
BTS?
TS.
TSS. It is TSS.
It
It is toxic shock
Yes.
syndrome.
I didn't want
That's
to say it
right.
out loud, but yeah.
It is. It's so scary.
I know. You got to get those giblets out. Why are they in there? Fuck. I need a turkey grower to explain why you need to include that.
I agree. Maybe
If you have to pull it out, why?
Some people probably use them for stuff.
Oh, I mean, there's some good dish people make with the giblets.
So anyway, that next day, I have to make the turkey. I make the stuffing. I make the squash gratin.
What are we doing for brown and serve biscuits? Any brown and serve rolls?
No rolls. That's the part you're gonna hang.
Yeah,
you're
I think it's my favorite. Now I can't even eat them because they're gluten-y, but I
Exactly.
think that was always my favorite part of Thanksgiving dinner. Is those brown and serve rolls.
What's brown and I've never had this.
I think they're already maybe a bit baked, and then
Okay.
and they brown, and then you serve them.
Oh.
And you serve them hot, and then when you put the butter on, it just melts. And
Okay.
they're so soft.
I didn't make that. That's not
They're
part
kind of like a
Allison's
Hawaiian sweet
Thanksgiving.
roll.
Oh, I see. Oh, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so the squash gratin, the stuffing, there was a kale salad with these honeyed walnuts. I had to make the gravy.
My God.
I think I'm forgetting something. Oh, potatoes,
Oh.
mashed potatoes
Green
with like
beans.
sour cream and chives, and it's okay. I start cooking at 11, and people come at 6,
Great.
and it's the whole time.
Never stopped. 7 hours.
Yes. But as we're heading towards the end, I think I cannot make these green beans. It was the last thing I had to do. And I was like, I'm not doing it. But then I looked in the mirror and I hated my face.
Okay.
It was the face of a failure,
A quitter.
a quitter, someone who cuts corners.
Yeah.
And
Someone who only looks for one bag of giblets.
I said, that's not me. That's not going to be me. So I made it. And it was basically a homemade green bean casserole. You make it with green beans, mushrooms, you make your own roux.
Oof.
And it was everyone's favorite.
Thank goodness.
Thank God
You
I
almost
made
cut
it.
that corner. It saved the whole meal.
And I think the lesson is you got to burn out.
Yeah.
You got to push yourself until you want to die.
Kind of like my motorcycle ride. And then you have the pride of having saw it through.
Yeah,
It's a funny endeavor, right? Because for 7 hours, you're probably pretty miserable.
I know.
Also, that someone can eat it and say, you did a good job. And you go, okay, it was worth it. I did a good job. By the way, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing
it
stones in a glass
works.
house. Yeah.
And it was so hot I was sweating for 7 hours because it was so hot in my kitchen because the oven.
Yeah.
Whew.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, but it went great. It was super fun. Loved it.
Marymount Fellowship.
Yes.
Did you guys give thanks?
We gave thanks.
Oh, good.
It was a great night. Oh, I want to make this clear. This is important to like 8 people who are listening.
Yeah.
Our friends. I think it might seem to the pod like I'm neglecting the pod, that I'm rude because I'm not including them.
I don't think that's what anyone
Well, in
thinks.
case they're
Okay.
worried about that, the reason it's done like this, one is I can only host maximum 8 people
Mhm.
in that kitchen.
Right.
Next year, who knows? But I have a limit, and we already do Thanksgiving together.
That's right. It would be 2
It
Thanksgivings.
would be 2 of the exact same thing.
Yes.
So I do it with
Even
people.
worse. One would be homemade, one would be catered, and then people would inevitably vocally vote who did it better. And
Well,
then
now you're
someone's a
making me
loser.
want to.
I bet you do, you little competitive mouse
Yeah.
rat. That's your rat side. You fucking rat.
Next year we're gonna do it.
No, I don't think that's no
Why?
situation where one of the 2 teams is losing when both people have been very generous.
No, the other team, the catered team, is
That would be our loss.
yeah, but not really.
Sure.
Why?
If everyone voted and the Shepard's Thanksgiving dinner wasn't as good as the Padman's.
Well, if it's not as good because no one made it, no one made it.
Right.
It's not like
But in my defense, we have 22 guests.
now you're taking it as an insult, but I'm telling you
Well, I think, yeah, it would be if the verdict was we liked Monica's better and we had just fed 22 people.
well, in this case, I would be feeding the same amount of people.
Great.
It would be the same group.
Great. So if we fed 22 people and then they said, hey, we liked Monica's better, I would feel like, well, then fuck you. You don't eat it next year.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
You had to declare that you liked Monica's better?
Well, that's weird because if I ordered sushi for everyone
Yeah.
and then like the next week we went to someone like a sushi chef's
And then
house.
I go, I can cook it better. And I'm going to cook sushi. And then I want everyone to vote whether they liked Monica's
Well, first
sushi
of all,
restaurant.
you made it about voting.
No.
Yeah, you did.
We both did.
Well, I said I will
You said you want to do that
I
next
will
year.
be competitive if that happens. Yeah.
And I said it's not a good idea because someone loses. Someone will be voted as the worst meal. And I feel like that's a weird thank you for hosting 22 people to be declared the worst of the two meals.
Yeah, that's true. That is, I mean, I hear you. I just can't ever, like, anytime I order anything ever, I don't expect it to be as good as someone who made something.
Oh, I do. When I order spicy tuna crispy rice from Katsuya, I damn well think it's better than any version I'm going to make in my kitchen.
Not you, someone who is a sushi chef, someone who has the full recipe. That's not like someone who doesn't really
chefs.
doesn't really know what to do, or is like, it's a little different. It's not like I'm making a pizza and we're ordering from Lucifer's. Like, yeah, I don't know how to make that, but I'm like following a really fancy, real recipe that's like I've also now been making for a couple of years.
Yeah. I can understand why you would want to be told your homemade meal was better than the store-bought one. I understand that. Fully. Do you understand that how I would feel if I hosted 22 people and paid for and catered a meal and then they told me it wasn't as good as this other one they had?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how I would feel in that situation?
I don't think anyone needs to say anything. Okay, let's say that I order. I order for 22 people.
Yeah.
I throw a big dinner party.
Yep.
And I order.
And then I make spaghetti one night later.
I order spaghetti from Little Dom's.
I don't want anyone at the table to say, I like this better than the meal Monica bought us.
Sure. We don't have to, no one has to say it, but don't you think in your heart that people should and would like your homemade spaghetti more than my purchased spaghetti from Little Dom's, a great spaghetti?
I don't know. I think if you brought in the bolognese from Chateau Marmont, I think it would probably be split, and I would expect that.
That's weird. I would never expect anyone to prefer that.
That Chateau is that's a nice bolognese. And I make a nice bolognese.
But it's not the same as when someone makes something.
Yeah, but I think your flavor, like whatever your flavor profiles are, one might taste better. Okay.
To me, it would be the way it's really bad is if I made Thanksgiving and then you made Thanksgiving. Then 100%, no one could ever. That's really horrible to say one is better than the other, because that's like your effort and work. It's like saying someone's writing is better than someone else's.
Now, look, we'll see if next year you are able to prepare a meal for 22 people. Maybe you will. But I think at a certain point, if we were inviting 10 people, sure, make it. At the point where we're at 22 people.
I'm not asking you to make anything.
No, I don't think
I feel
you
like
are.
you're making it that. Like you're like defensive that you're catering it.
No, I'm not defensive. I'm saying I don't think we could make a Thanksgiving meal for 22 people.
Yeah. It seems
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
Very hard.
So, because I don't think we can make enough food for 22 people, unless it's all we did this week.
Right.
Which is not what we're going to do.
It would have to be potluck.
Great. If it was potluck, then that's a whole different thing. But if we're making, I don't think we can make food for 22 people.
Yeah, that's too much.
So, yeah, I would not need to know if they thought it was worse than another meal they had.
That makes sense. Anyway.
Well, it was hypothetical and almost it was real.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just hypothetical.
I know. But anyway, the reason the pod is not invited is because we already do Thanksgiving together and it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. And we don't need to have Thanksgiving and then the next week have Thanksgiving again.
Right.
And so I have it with friends who I don't have Thanksgiving with.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody's hurt.
Just in case.
Okay. Were you mad, Rob?
No.
Okay.
No.
But would you have liked to have tried it?
Yeah, I would like to try
Yeah.
food.
I appreciate that.
The sweetest boy in America. So weird. One part's rascal, one part's sweetest boy in America.
Okay. Another real, just super, super quick. Gift guides went up. So this will come out Monday.
Yeah, 3 days after,
So
4 days after Thanksgiving.
Okay. So they were up last week on my Instagram. If
Yeah.
people want to go look at my gift guides, they're on my Instagram. Also, they're on, I made a Substack for it so that I could write a little more. So what's on my Instagram is an abridged version.
Go to a link tree.
You can go to the link tree in my bio, and you can go click on it. And if you feel like you want to read a little more, you can do that. Yeah. And there are links to the items there.
Wonderful.
Okay, now a couple facts really quick for Morgan. So the riddle about where did they bury the survivors. So the brain teaser is, if a plane crashed on the border of country A and country B, where would you bury the survivors? The answer is,
you don't bury survivors. But I was the one who referenced this riddle, right?
Yeah, you were.
So I knew this old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew it. Okay, the South African woman who sailed around the world in the documentary, CBS documentary called The Loneliest Race. It features Kristen Newshafer, a South African sailor who became the first woman to win the Golden Globe race. And you said it was harrowing.
It was harrowing, and there was another competitor that got stranded in the middle of the Indian Ocean or something. She had to turn her boat around and sail for days to go rescue this person. And then when she came into the harbor a year later, or something like that, not 10 months, a year, the second place was like some hours behind her.
Wild.
And that seems impossible.
Yeah. The doldrums, he said, are 10 degrees north and south of the equator.
Yeah.
And they're 5. Sesame Street started November 10th, 1969.
Okay, for 6 years before I was born.
And
on my brother's birthday. Wait, what month?
November.
Okay, 3 days before baby David Robert Shepard Jr. arrived.
Yes. And then Sesame Street was October 25th, 1971.
It's very weird to think that it existed before I did, because it was so in my childhood.
Wait.
Hell.
Sesame Street started in 1969. The Electric Company started in 1971.
Electric Company, which he was on, which was much funkier.
Yeah. Why is Othello so hard to perform? According to AI, it's considered a challenging play to perform, primarily because of its complex characters, particularly the nuanced portrayal of Iago's manipulative nature, the delicate balance of Othello's trusting nature that quickly turns to destructive jealousy, and the sensitive issue of race that can be difficult to navigate on stage, requiring careful interpretation to avoid stereotypes.
Avoid stereotypes.
It's new. That's new.
Answer?
Weird. That's weird. What? That's weird.
I am so grateful.
Real time, it's learning.
I'm so grateful and lucky to spend so much time with someone who's so different than me. It's so fun.
What?
It is.
Why
It'd be
is that
so
funny?
boring if you and I were the same.
I agree, but why is that funny?
Because you're like really suspicious. What the heck's going on? This is a different answer. My guess is you could ask AI and you'll always get a slightly different answer because it redoes
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's not weird to you that it's like updating that quickly?
No, I think if on the same day you did it, it would be a different thing.
Well, that's bad. Then,
yeah, but it just added more, had a little less.
No, the other one talked about Desdemona.
Oh.
This doesn't even reference her. Oh, because Trump.
Like, Rob, will you right now type in the same exact question into the
What's the exact question?
Google AI?
Why is Othello so hard to perform?
Let's see if Rob reads the exact same one you have, or if it's completely different.
It's complex themes around race, jealousy, and manipulation, which require nuanced acting and careful direction to navigate without perpetuating harmful stereotypes alongside the demanding role of Othello himself.
Is that word for word?
No.
It's not.
But it's similar.
Yeah.
Weird.
Uh-huh.
Is it taking in the searcher?
Well, it thinks each time. Like each time it performs the task of scouring the internet and coming up with a
Right.
thing. And so it's somewhat random and
Then there's no real correct answer.
but nor is yes, agreed.
I mean, this isn't a
but there-
factual question.
But nor is there in on straight Google search, which is like you might come up with one article that has an opinion on it, and then there's another article that's got another reason why it's so there's no unified theory in all the results and things written about it.
Yes, but then you can look through you do have a lot of options. This is just like deciding.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying it's not less consistent. It's probably more consistent in a way because if you just get search results, you're going to get 10 different explanations on why Othello is hard to perform through these different links. The AI version gave you guys pretty darn close to the same answer.
Today, but last time
Today.
it talked about Desdemona.
Yeah, it added that.
They got rid of her because Handmaid's Tale.
Wait, we're scrubbing people from history? Is that it?
We're moving, like women are getting
Erased? Oh, my God.
Okay, fibromyalgia, neuralgia. He has neuralgia. It's a sharp, shocking pain that occurs when a nerve is damaged or irritated. It can feel like burning or sensitivity to touch and can cause muscle spasms. Neuralgia can be acute, short-term, or chronic, ongoing.
I don't want neuralgia.
Me either.
Although maybe that's what I have. Right here. I can touch it immediately now. I know exactly where the nerve is.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds yucky.
Okay.
Are you going to get it checked out?
I don't know. Maybe.
Don't complain about it until you get it checked out.
Okay.
I'd like you to get it checked out. All right. That's it from Morgie.
Don't complain about it till you get checked. I don't even know if I was complaining. I just said
Well, I'm just telling you.
that's off the table now.
Yeah.
I'm never allowed to complain about anything until after I've had it checked out.
Yes, actually. That's a good rule. No,
Okay.
you can.
haven't had your vagina checked out from your nightmare, but I'm willing to
You
walk
can-
down that road with
I'm
you.
not complaining. I'm expressing a fear.
Oh, okay.
That's different. Also, you can complain twice,
That's the
That's the
new house
limit.
rule.
but if it's like a body thing, you can complain a couple times.
Okay.
But then you gotta get it checked out if it still hurts.
I abide by that.
Okay.
That makes sense. Like either fix it or shut up about it.
Yeah. That's
Earmark that for, I want to earmark for the next fact check.
it. Okay.
Walking down the hill hiking from the turkey trot and Delta calling me, being one step ahead of me emotionally, calling me out and forcing me to walk through what really happened. And I was like, oh my God, we're here. She's 9 and she's now doing for me what I have been doing for her in her whole childhood.
Wait, now you have to kind of say it quickly. Can you say it really quick?
Okay. Top of the hill, coming down. She's cold. She's complaining about being cold. She's complaining about being really hungry. And then like 40 minutes later, she's saying I had now ordered macaroni and cheese, told Kristen to start making it by the time we got home. So there'd be macaroni and cheese. And then I say, like, she says, are you going to eat? What are you going to eat when we get home? And I go, oh my God, anything. I'm starving. And she goes, you're starving too? And I go, yeah. And she goes, why didn't you say anything about it? And I go, well, I didn't want to complain about it. And she immediately goes, are you saying that to let me know that you don't like that I complained about it? And I go, oh, am I doing that? Maybe on some degree. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was doing it, but yeah, maybe. And she goes, well, I don't understand why I should feel bad sharing how I feel. And I go, yeah, that's totally true. I said, but I guess I'm always thinking in life, would I want to be next to someone that's complaining the whole time? I just try to act in a way that is what I would want other people to act. So I think about, do I want to take a hike with someone and listen to them complain for an hour and a half? I don't want to. So I just don't do that because I'm assuming no one else would want that. And she goes, well, I would want to always be my full self around everybody. And if someone doesn't want to be around me because I'm being my full self, that's fine. But I don't think I should not be my full self. And I go,
That's right.
yeah, that's a really legitimate point of view. I think there's a lot of merit to that. And then we're walking and I'm just not feeling great about it. And I go, I know what's going on, Delta. What really happens is when you complain about being hungry, I want to fix it. I can't. We're on top of a hill and I can't make it go away for you. And now I'm uncomfortable because I can't solve a problem for someone I love.
Yeah.
And so really, it's just my problem. I want to be able to fix it. And she goes, Daddy, I'm not saying any of this so you can fix it. I'm just saying it so you know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ. But she had to unravel that whole thing for me.
Yeah.
I just said I didn't complain about it. And without any real awareness, I was being passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she's not taking that. She's like, what is that? Does that mean what I think it might mean?
Oh, I love her so much.
And I
She's
just
such a
realized like,
good
oh, wow.
girl.
My mom talks about this. She's like, I knew at this given age you were smarter than me, which is a weird position for a parent and child to be in.
Yeah.
And I've heard her say that to me and never thought that in my own arrogance. I'm not like, well, I don't think they're going to fly by me. And fucking A.
Yeah.
I think she flew by me at 9 years old on this
did.
hike.
She's indomitable. God, I love her.
Me too. All right. That was I don't need to
That
ear
was
market
great.
now. All right.
Okay.
Love you.